Welcome into First Pitch for August 19th. It's Monday. He's Dave Cokin. I am Drew Martin. We got a short Monday card here, and we're going through it quick. So some good info, some actionable betting advice. We're going to get after this Monday MLB card. Dave Cokin, welcome into the show. How you doing today?
Good. It's been a good preseason so far in the NFL, 4 out of 5. And the win column is nice. College football, I've got the one game posted, and we'll be posting 4 more in sometime in the next 2 or 3 days. If they're for next week, I won't have anything for this week's games. And, of course, baseball on a semi-daily basis. My baseball thins out at this time of year, but we'll still have some good plays. How about you?
I'm doing good, Dave. I'm actually down here in Miami. SBR is putting together a little convention, and it's a really fun time right on the water here. It's really nice. So wish I could share this view with you, man, in South Florida of the ocean. But I'll be here for a week, Dave, so I'm not doing too bad, buddy.
Good stuff. I'm a Pacific Ocean guy myself, but they're both good.
Yeah, no, they both are good. Can't go wrong on the ocean. I like the Pacific as well. You get to see the sun setting rather than the sun rising. I don't know. I've always been an East Coast guy, but that is one big plus that I think the West Coast has over the East Coast. But Dave, let's get right into it, man. And guys, remember – oh, wait, go ahead, Dave.
No, I said okay.
All right, 901-902 Washington versus Pittsburgh. We got Ross versus Williams. Minus 115-ish favorite here. The Nats on the road. Total of 10. And Dave, I'll tell you, we got Ross. I think you get the more talented pitcher, the better team overall with Washington. Granted, they are on the road going against Williams, who I don't think is nearly as good. At a minus 115 price tag, this is a game I haven't bet, but I'm wondering why it's so low on Washington. I think it should be higher. What do you think?
Now, I made it about that price. Problem with Joe Ross is that some of these numbers are misleading. I mean, if you look at his last 3 starts, 1 run in 18 innings and only 9 hits. That's really good. But he's also got 9 walks in that stretch. So the advanced metrics are not nearly as attractive. But on the other side, you got Trevor Williams, who has nothing going for him. He doesn't even have misleadingly good numbers. He's just been bad. And he's not getting any swings and misses. Last 16 innings, over his last 3 starts, only 5 strikeouts with 9 walks. Those are bad numbers. Pittsburgh's coming out of the Sunday night game. I think you can make a case for the Nationals here. And I probably won't have any plays today in baseball because most of my focus today is on working my college football stuff. But I would certainly lean Nationals.
Yeah, and Dave brings up college football. Guys, check it out at WagerTalk.com. Dave Cokin, number 1. Last 2 years in college football. Definitely recommend that at the site. He's got a bunch of plays out already. Planning on putting out some more, right, Dave?
Only one on the site right now.
Okay.
But I will be at it over the next few days.
All right, check it out on the site. And we got San Diego, Cincinnati up next, Lowry versus Bauer. You know, I'm down here in Miami at this conference that Sportsbook Review's putting on, Dave, and I was talking with Jimmy the Bag down here. We talked about this game extensively, mainly because of the starting pitchers. You talk about Bauer, who I believe is one of the more volatile pitchers. You know, you're not really sure what you're going to get. You could see him going, 8, 9 innings, giving up 1 or 2. And you could also see him not making it very far at all and throwing the ball over the center field fence. Whereas Lowry, on the other hand, not as talented, not as a high ceiling guy, in my opinion. But, you know, he seemed to be going 6 innings, 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, a little bit more consistent. And at a big plus price, I tend to lean that route. But either way, we got a total of 9, minus 150-ish here, Cincinnati behind Bauer. What are you thinking with the Pods and Reds?
Yeah, I guess if I had to bet the game, I'd take the Padres. But you really don't. There's no chance I'd play this game. Trevor Bauer there's just no way to analyze this guy because there's basically no in between. You either get good Bauer or bad Bauer this season. And bad Bauer has been really bad. And in 3 of his last 4 starts, he's been really bad. Now, the one good start was his 1 start in Cincinnati. Lauer's, I don't know, he's just a guy, a fringe starter, if you want to call him that. I don't want the Reds at this price. I know that. But I think the Padres, I just don't see this as anything more than a risk on the Padres, kind of a risky lean.
Makes sense, Dave. We got 905, 906, Milwaukee, St. Louis in the NL Central. Davies versus Hudson, 9.5 the total. Minus 115-ish here. The Cards laying at home. Dave, I'll tell you, Davies coming back off of extended, I believe he was on the IL. Something happened there, but he's not a velocity guy. And when he has extended rest, he's only 2-8 with over a 5 ERA. For whatever reason, he does not do good in this profile. Hudson, on the other hand, struggles against lefties. We know the Brewers have powerful lefties in that lineup behind Yelich. I like the over here, seeing it under 10, 9.5 now. I like the over, Brewers versus Cards. What are you thinking here?
Well, look, Dakota Hudson hasn't been good, but he's been a lucky charm. I mean, the Cardinals have won 13 of his last 16 starts. If you look at several of those starts, you wonder how. Davies, his numbers in his last 3 starts prior to going on the IL were just absolutely dismal. 13 innings, 18 runs. That's not going to get it done. I mean, you can make a case for the over, especially with the fact that you've got 2 bullpens that generally are not their best. I can't argue with that. I guess I maybe lean Cardinals in the game because they just don't lose when Hudson's pitching, and they're certainly playing better baseball than the Brewers right now. But I don't really see it as playable. It would be one of those toss-ups where 55-45 Cardinals, and that's in the price anyway.
Gotcha, Dave. We got Colorado, Arizona up next in the NL West. It's tonight's nightcap, 9:40 Eastern first pitch. Chi Gonzalez on the hill for the Rockies versus Zach Gallen. Looks like 9.5 the total, minus 180 to minus 190, depending where you're shopping. That's the D-backs at home. And Dave, I'll tell you, Chi Gonzalez, he's actually from South Florida, not far from where I am. And he hasn't won a game since 2015. And I believe, if you were betting even on him before that, you lost a ton of money going against Zach Gallen, who since he's made the move out of South Florida, he's been pitching pretty well. I'm not saying I'm going to lay the minus 180 price tag, but no way I'm betting the Rockies here in the first game leaving Colorado. Always a fade opportunity on the Rockies. That's what I circle anyway. What are you thinking here in this NL West nightcap?
No argument with a big number here. Gallen's been solid. I mean, he doesn't have lights out stuff, but he's a smart pitcher. And 8 of his 9 major league starts, 2 runs or less, 3 runs in the other one. So, granted, some of those weren't real long outings, so it's not like they're spectacular numbers, but they're reasonable. The Rockies have lost all 5 of Gonzalez's starts. He's not a major league pitcher. It's as simple as that. So you can justify the Diamondbacks being big favorites here. I can't argue with that at all.
All right, we got Kansas City, Baltimore up next. Guys, make sure to check out Dave Cokin's college football action on WagerTalk.com. He's got one top play up there now, releasing more in the next couple days. And check out SportsMemo.com. Of course, we got the daily podcast over there. Teddy Covers is on with the NFL opening line report for today's podcast. Should be up, about 2 p.m. Eastern time. Also, I got a 5% top play up at SportsMemo.com, and using the coupon code FIRST, FIRST, it will bring it down to just $5. Remember, it's already $9 Monday at SportsMemo.com and WagerTalk with the coupon code FIRST, FIRST, for my 5% top play today. It will bring it down to just $5 for the play. So check that out at SportsMemo.com. We got Kansas City at Baltimore, Lopez versus Means. Means coming from the left side, commanding a minus 130-ish price tag, Dave. Total at 10.5. Baltimore is a favorite, Dave. Sound the sirens. You looking to lay it with them?
No, and not the Royals either. I mean, Lopez, he's terrible. I mean, the team's 1-10 when he starts. There's nothing to indicate he can start at the major league level. Means his numbers recently have been terrible, but he's been facing good teams. He will be facing a lesser squad here. The Orioles yesterday had a 6-0 lead against the Red Sox. Then it got to 6-3, and then the 6th inning came, and you'd have thought you were watching a Little League team. I mean, they were that bad defensively. It was just absolutely a bad Little League team at that. They were an embarrassment. As far as this game goes, I guess you've got the better pitcher with Means. and that's about it. I don't really want to. There's just no consideration for me to play either team.
Yeah, it's a tough one to bet. When you start talking about bottom feeders here, end of the season, it just gets really tricky with me. I don't spend a lot of time on them either, Dave. We got Seattle, Tampa up next. Marco Gonzalez, not Chichi. Marco Gonzalez at Brennan McKay. Coming from the left side for Tampa Bay. Minus 180 price tag. 8.5 the total. What, Tampa Bay, I believe, plays good on the road, and they stink at Tropicana. Not that Tropicana is a nice stadium. In my opinion, the worst in baseball. Seattle's playing a little bit better, though, Dave, and it seems like effort isn't an issue second half of the season here. I actually got them circled as a bet-on team here, a profitable team down the stretch. I would look towards the Mariners at a big plus price. What are you thinking here?
I thought McKay's last start was an aberration. I mean, he's had his first series of starts, he had 29 in the third innings, only 3 walks. And then last start, he just lost his command completely, and he walked 6 guys in 4 innings. I don't think – I think that's an outlier. He should bounce back from that. Gonzalez is okay. He's a middle-of-the-road guy. He's a number 1 starter for Seattle. I mean, he should be like a 3 or a 4. The Rays, they're just good. I mean, their offense is kind of going into hibernation lately, and they're winning games anyway. They still won 8 of their last 11. So I can't go against Tampa here. I thought the price should be about 2 to 1. It's actually, I guess, a shade below that. So it looks like a good line.
We got the Angels and Rangers up next. 2 lefties going at it. Peters versus Allard. Looks like 11.5 the total. Minus 110, the Angels laying on the road. It's getting hot, Dave. We got the juice baseball. I'd look towards the over, but it is 11.5. This is a game I didn't bet. You got anything on the Angels-Rangers?
Dylan Peters is actually, you could argue, been the best starter for the Angels lately. He's got generally good control. And the interesting thing is his last start, he was very close to getting blown out of the game in the first inning. He put the first 3 guys on, and it looked like a nightmare. And whoever the next guy up for the other team was hit an absolute rocket at the shortstop, double play. And he managed to get out of the inning with just 2 runs. And then he settled down after that, pitched really well. And the thing I like about Peters is over his last 3 starts, 2 walks and 19 strikeouts. So he's not beating himself. And outside of that first inning in his last start, you can argue that remains the case. Not crazy about the Allard kid, although it is maybe a new lease on life for him. He kind of seen his stock drop in the Braves organization after at one time being a very highly regarded prospect. And he's looked a little better since going to Texas, so maybe a change of scenery is doing him some good. I made the the Angels a little higher than they are here. I thought it was more in the 135 range. So opinion on the Angels, not sure it's going to make my card, which right now doesn't exist in baseball. And I don't know if I'll have any time to dig into this deeper, but on the surface, I would look at the Angels.
Dave, we got the White Sox and Twins up next in the AL Central. 9.5 the total, minus 200 price tag here on the Twins. And Gibson's been a little shaky of recent, whereas on the opposite side, Ian Nova, man, he's been lights out. I believe the stats are like 37 innings pitched, only 2 or 3 runs given up. I could be wrong on that. And also,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. His last 5 starts, 37 innings, 20 hits, and 2 runs. He's hot. He's locating his stuff really well, and that's what it's all about. But Nova is commanding his pitches. If he gets up in the zone, they kill him. But right now he's rolling. But, and I said this a couple of times last week, so I'll say it again. And so far it looked good. I said that I think the Twins are going to get hot again. They just went into Texas and won 4 in a row. Not going to go against this team now. They're rolling again.
Okay. So I was thinking that the White Sox, actually, I bet it. The White Sox, I think I got them plus 198 before this last move down towards the bottom. But you actually like the Twins here?
Not at the price.
Okay.
I'm not going to bet it, but I'm not going to be going against the Twins. And for what it's worth, if you're the best bet in baseball this year has been favorites of $2 or more. Absolutely amazing. It's been absolutely incredible. So basically, I don't look at those big dogs at all. They're just not winning.
That's a good point. I have seen that. Yeah, the big favorites are winning, and we got one here, Dave, to finish it off. Houston.
If you just blindly played every big favorite of more than $2,
yes, you'd be profitable.
You're up about a house this year. Okay.
It depends on your bankroll, but yes, you would be up a lot. And we got another big favorite here, Dave. Houston minus 400, total of 10. Is this one where you would lay 400?
No. At some point you say, okay, well, that's just too high. But you want the other side? I mean, I don't. I guess you want to buy a lottery ticket on the Tigers, go ahead. But I wouldn't bet the Tigers. If you just handed me money and said, you have to bet this on the Tigers, I'd just hand the money back to you and say, why waste the effort?
What the last 400 favorite? It was the Yankees versus the Orioles, right? The Orioles won as the big underdog not too long ago.
There you go. There's a big sample for you.
Something to run with to the local bookie.
Want to know?
Oh man,
you might see a 500 in this series when Verlander pitches. I think Wednesday. You might see minus 500.
And would that be the largest line you can remember, Dave?
The largest I can remember, yeah. But I don't keep track of that stuff, so maybe it has been larger. I don't know.
Interesting, man. Well, good stuff. Hey, in terms of first pitch short shows, is this the shortest one? Where it's 17 minutes?
I wouldn't mind if some of them are shorter. No, I mean, if you don't have much to say or it's a small schedule, people have things to do. So let's get the information out and move on.
Absolutely, man. And let's end it with what about your college football research? Where can people find you as far as the stuff you're giving out on the airways?
Well, I mean, the WagerTalk plays will be up, obviously, and anything else, just get in touch with me. But you follow me on Twitter at Dave Cokin and listen to the radio show every day, which is also archived, and we've got some great information and great guests on the Las Vegas Sports Line. It's on ESPN Las Vegas, and the website to get the podcasts or the archive, whatever it's called, that would be lvsportsnetwork.com.
All right, good stuff, Dave. On Twitter at Dave Cokin. I am Drew Martin on Twitter at Drew Martin Bets on sportsmemo.com. Also, the coupon code. Get my 5% play for just $5 using the coupon code FIRST at checkout. For Dave Cokin and Drew Martin, guys, thanks for tuning in. Best of luck with your bets. And First Pitch will be back tomorrow, regular time.